Welcome to the Car Sim and Race Driver Show. It's a little bit late, we should have done this by the end of December, but what I thought I would do is run over some of the fantastic guests that we've had in the last 12 months, and also our great and exciting plans for the future. And a big thank you to everyone who has been watching the show and has subscribed over the last 12 months. It's fantastic to have you on board. So yes, it is the Car Sim and Race Driver Show, and what a year it has been. With the onset of COVID, we were all left stuck wondering what are we going to do, and of course we all got onto our consoles and our PCs and started to play games like never before. But I'd love to put out a huge thank you to everyone who has been involved. Of course, my co-hosts Jonathan Sutherland and Andrew Marr and Andrew Dixon as well. And of course, a very, very big thank you to all of our special guests. Now, I haven't written them all down, but I thought, can I remember every guest that's been on the show? We've had, of course, Super GT, who I gave the holovirus to, and unfortunately he became ill and couldn't finish the interview, but as quickly as it came, it went away, and I can assure you he's fine and happy and ready to do a second part very, very soon. So I'll keep you informed of when he'll be coming back on the show. We've had David Perel. We've had Josh Martin, and a very big thanks to Josh Martin and of course to Daniel Pierce, because he made our wonderful intro video. So if you've seen the trailer, that's thanks to Josh Martin and Daniel Pierce for making that and making that all happen, which is great. We also had Will Daniels. That's right, it's in our catalogue. Make sure you don't miss that one. Now, he actually works for a major Formula One team, which has just taken on, actually, well, Daniel Ricciardo used to work for them. I'm just not allowed to say officially who it's for. But that was a fantastic interview, and it was great to get his insight into the engineering side of Formula One and how it all works. So we've actually had Formula One, people who work in that incredible bubble of Formula One, on the show as well. We've had people like Chris Hay, who is the sim racing expert and does all the technology and all the announcements of the latest mod on Assetto Corsa and things like that. He was a fantastic guest. So with all the guests that I list here, make sure if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, give them a subscribe and a like, because they're fantastic sim racing specialists and really good people to know, and they're great fun to follow as well. We've had Brendan Henderson, all the way from New Zealand. We've had James in exile. We've had Fat Furby, all the way, it's Adam, all the way from Australia as well. We've had Rascal Rabbit. That was Kevin Fogarty. We've had so many fantastic guests. We've had Thea, the Amusante, all the way from, well, she lives in London, but of course she's French. And that was fantastic. We've had her fiancé, Jeff, on the show as well, to name but a few, which has been absolutely amazing. We've had Zaza Racing. We've had, who else have we had? We've had, let me quickly figure this one out. We've had Annie from Snail Racing, and we've also had James Bacon, who did incredibly well in the 24-hour sim race from Spa, which I also did some interviews on. So that alone was something else, but it was great to have these sim racing superstars, and many of them have just started just like you and me with a steering wheel and pedals. In fact, James Bacon, his setup was so basic, he had a steering wheel that he simply stuck to his desk. So that was a fantastic interview and a great guy, and again, well worth a watch on the show. We've also had Jake Sperry as well, a great commentator and fantastic chap and sim racing specialist as well, who hopefully we'll be doing more work with in the future. We've had Adventure Racing, all the way from America. That was a fantastic show we had with Adventure Racing with James, all the way from, is it Washington DC thereabouts, somewhere like that he was living in, or Boston. We've also had Basic Ollie, that's right. We had a fantastic show with Basic Ollie. And we had one massive guest, the chap who helped to basically restart our channel and get us going. Of course, how can I mistake this man? It is Rory Alexander. That's right, with Rory, who came on our show in August. He really helped us to put some pizzazz into the show and get us rocketing on to get more subscribers and to get the channel out there into the sim racing scene. So a big thank you to Rory for all his help this year. We've also had Keith Cart, that's right, he's been on the show twice. In fact, he was on our Christmas special just last week. And what a fantastic racing driver he is. He does real karting, he's raced against Super GT and against Lando Norris. A lovely guy, incredibly intelligent, with a really very balanced view of life and racing. So that was fantastic to see as well. And in the future, we're going to have some really, really good guests. Starting this Thursday, we have got Chaz Draycott, a brilliant commentator. He's been commentating on countless sim races and very high up in motorsport. He's going to be on this Thursday, which will be fantastic at 9 o'clock UK time. And we've also got an extra guest as well, because we have Colin, which is from Digital Car Culture, a new magazine that you need to make sure you subscribe to and follow. It's got lots of great topics about cars and racing and sim racing, so definitely make sure you're around for that. It'll be live at 2 o'clock this Thursday, so make sure you don't miss it. And we've got our third female racer who's been on the show. It's going to be Quick Gabby. That's right, she's coming on the show on the 14th of January, so make sure you don't miss that. Now, I realise I've forgotten somebody. That's right. How could I forget this chap? It's Keith Updike. That's right, with the wonderful PSN name of Keith Will Own You, all the way from America. We had Keith on the show just after Thea, and that was a really, really good show. A lovely chap and a great sim racer, and he's learning his way to get to the top of sim racing as well. Now, you might be wondering, what are going to be the plans for the Car Sim and Race Driver show over the next 12 months? Well, we do have a house move in the process, so that will be kind of starting to take effect probably towards the end of February, but we'll do our very best to make sure that it doesn't interrupt the shows and the gaming. Now, a couple of months ago, I did a special show with my good friend Jonathan Sutherland, and it was called Hatrick's Racing School. And in that, Jonathan, who actually does have a proper, real racing licence, said, why don't you come along and help me get a little bit quicker at Gran Turismo? So we did it down at his house, and it was fantastic fun. We used his sim rig, and I tried to teach him if I could be bothered or if I looked at the right screen or the right map, and I was able to try and help him do a little bit quicker, go a little bit quicker in sim racing. But what we're hoping to do is to set up both the sim rigs. So we'll have two, and then we'll do a lobby, and we're going to open out that lobby to all of you guys in the community as well. So that should be great fun, and that will be more towards the end of February, early March time. As things go forward with that. But we're looking to do new content. We're always looking for new guests to have on the show. So if you know of folk who you think would be a fantastic guest, then let us know, and we'll do our very best to get in contact with them and see if they'll come on the show. So there's lots of exciting things. We're hoping to do kind of content as well where we'll be out there getting things done. Hopefully, as COVID eases, we'll maybe even be able to put an event on where you can all come along and watch live on YouTube, or even turn up in real life, and we'll get some sim rigs, put them together, get some special guests along, hopefully maybe like Super GT or Keith Cart or even David Perel, and see if they'll race each other. So we've got some very, very big plans for this year, and I'm sure it will make for a great, many, many great shows. But of course, we couldn't do it without all you guys, the community that have been absolutely fantastic, who watch me in and out, week in, week out, trying to race on GT Sport and other games, and always giving me encouraging words as I usually go from the top of the grid to the back of the grid and things like that, or get a good number of penalties along the way. So I couldn't do it without all of you, and it's been a fantastic year so far. Really, from the end of August, when Rory helped to restart our channel, we've gone from having about 48 to 50 subscribers right the way up to over 253 as I'm recording this video. Our target for the end of the year is to get to 3,000 subscribers. I think that's a good target to have, and if you don't have a target, you'll never hit it. So we're going to make sure that we do our very best to get up to at least 3,000 subscribers. That's the target for the end of the year. But thank you to everyone who has been watching this year and who has given us lovely comments and just been part of the community. Hopefully we can get to know each other more over the next 12 months. I really look forward to doing more gaming, more fun stuff about sim racing, and have more great guests to share with you. So make sure you always have your questions ready for the guests that come on the show. But thank you very much. I hope that 2021 is a brilliant year for you, far, far better than 2020. And yes, drive fast and try not to crash, and you'll win the race at the first corner. Bye just now.